The Chicago Bears beat the Houston Texans by a score of 23-20 to move to 2-1 on the season, even though they got no help from the passing offense whatsoever throughout this game. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears post-game reaction video, which I'll be giving you guys after every single Bears game this year, win or lose. So if you guys want my thoughts, my analysis of what happened in each game, definitely be sure to subscribe to my channel. Today I'm actually out of town, so you can see the Airbnb in the back. It's not the fanciest background, apologies for that. And I also don't have the best audio quality probably in this video, so apologies for that as well. And this entire game I had to watch on my phone on some really sketchy stream that kept on buffering like every 5 minutes. Okay, so it was a struggle to even watch this game. I can't complain too much though, because the Bears played a very ugly game, so it's not like I was missing that much throughout this game, and I still got to watch, the majority of the game, so I'll give you guys my insights on what happened. But yeah, okay, the Bears won somehow at the last second on a Cairo Santos go-ahead field goal after Roquan Smith reads the eyes of Davis Mills, picks the ball off and makes it go the other way for some yardage, and puts us into field goal territory, in which Cairo Santos, obviously being the clutch kicker that he is, nails the go-ahead field goal. Okay, and I gotta say, man, when I saw that play from Roquan, by the way, I was super delayed on that play, so I already knew it was gonna happen. I already got the alert on my phone, but when I saw Roquan go up there and get that ball, man, I was so freaking pumped for the guy, because coming off to, I would say, pretty poor showings from Roquan. Okay, the linebackers as a whole looked really bad in the last two games, particularly against the run. Roquan played his heart out today and made multiple plays that helped the Chicago Bears win this game and keep the Texans offense to only scoring 20 points in the entire game. Okay, he had 2 tackles for loss. He had really good run defense, I would say, as a whole, which, coming off the last 2 games in which he whiffed a couple tackles, took some bad pursuit angles, to see how he played against the run in this game, that is very encouraging. But also to make, the game-winning play, basically, at the end of regulation, that is big-time stuff, okay? That's the type of stuff that gets you paid however much money you wanted to get paid in the offseason. So, man, if Roquan puts together more games like this in which he helps us win the game, okay, basically put the team on his back at the end, Ryan Poles has to pay him his money at the end of this season. So overall, really fantastic showing from Roquan Smith, and it's encouraging going forward, okay, that he had a game like this in which he reminded us why he is actually the best football player on the entire Chicago Bears at this point in time, okay, talent-wise and, production-wise too, at least in this game he was. So, really good game from Roquan. I want to talk about the defense as a whole now. I'll talk about the defense first, then the run game, and then lastly, Justin Fields and the passing attack at the end, because that's the worst part of this game. But talking about the defense, guys, they definitely were not perfect in this game. They had multiple lapses throughout the game. Kyler Gordon got beat for a 50-yard gain by Brandon Cooks. That was a tough matchup for him. Obviously, Brandon Cooks has been one of the more consistent receivers in the NFL, and with Jalen Johnson out during this entire game, okay, that was a tough matchup for Kyler Gordon, so he got beat on that play. Kendall Builder got aggressive caught on in the end zone. There was a couple missed tackles, I would say, a couple plays in coverage were like on 3rd and long. For example, in the second half, I forgot exactly what it was, but it was like 3rd and super long. We allowed a completion down the right sideline, in which I think Jaquan Brisker was a little bit late getting there. So there were definitely some lapses of judgment here and there, and the pass rush was not really that good for the majority of the game, okay? They only got 3 quarterback hits. They got 1 sack, which came at the end, okay? So they definitely turned it on at the end of this game. Like Dominic Robinson got half a sack, I believe, on that play, and we definitely, pressured Davis Mills at the end, which helped us win this game. But throughout the majority of the game, there wasn't much of a pass rush, consistent pass rush. And obviously we weren't blitzing that much, because this style of defense does not blitz. So pressure was a concern, a couple lapses here and there, but to only allow 20 points, okay, in an NFL game in which your quarterback is turning the ball over multiple times. Okay, Justin Fields threw 2 really bad balls, which resulted in picks and put our defense in a rough position, but they held strong both times. Look, after the first Justin Fields pick, they got an interception of their own. Eddie Jackson in the corner of the end zone picks off that ball to get a 2nd interception of the year on a deflected ball, actually, from Kendall Builder. So that was a great play on the ball by Kendall Builder, locking his guy up and making the ball go up, popping it up, and right in the hands of Eddie Jackson. So, that play, they held strong. They got a pick of their own. And then obviously after the 2nd interception, they forced a punt. So even with how rough our offense was looking in this game, okay, we did not have many consistent drives going on the offensive side of the football. Our quarterback was turning the ball over, playing a pretty poor game overall. And with how much pressure they had on them, okay, to carry this team to a victory, put the team on their back, the defense eventually ended up doing that and helped us get the victory. So shout out to Eberflus, man. Shout out to the entire defensive coaching staff and all the guys on defense, because even losing their cornerback number 1, Jalen Johnson, who's playing like one of the best cornerbacks in the entire NFL, they were still able to hold this Texans offense to only scoring 20 points in the entire game. Okay, Kyler Gordon, besides for that 50-yard reception that he allowed against Brandon Cooks, okay, one of the top speedy guys in the NFL, he played a pretty solid game besides that. Okay, he had a couple plays on the ball that he made. Kindle Wilder also, I thought he's looking a lot better this entire year than he looked all of last year, because obviously Kindle Wilder at one point was like I think he was like the most targeted cornerback in the entire NFL. He had allowed the most yards too at one point, but playing a lot better football so far this year. And obviously Jalen Jones stepped in for the Bears as well, okay, with the Jalen Johnson injury. So after losing your CB1, man, this was a pretty encouraging performance, and with how bad our offense was playing as well. So hats off to the Chicago Bears defense. Moving on next then to the Bears run game. Hats off to them as well, because they are carrying our entire offense at this point this year. Okay, the Chicago Bears, let me read you guys their rushing stats. So the Bears in this game had 281 rushing yards. Khalil Herbert, after David Montgomery went down with some type of injury, which by the way, I really hope that Monty is fine and he's healthy, because that was scary to watch him go down like that. But after Monty went down with that injury, Herbert stepped up and there was like no drop off whatsoever. Okay, Herbert had 20 carries for 157 rushing yards, an average of 7.9 yards per carry. He had 2 rushing touchdowns as well, so productive for us in the red zone, breaking tackles for us, showing off his burst, his elusive ability as well. He had a long run of 52, which helped the Chicago Bears score. And, you know, whenever the Chicago Bears offense needed him to do something, Herbert stepped up big time, okay? So I think this was probably the best game that Khalil Herbert has ever played in the Chicago Bears career, because he proved in this game that he can be an RB1 if he's called upon, which is great news for the Chicago Bears, because we are a run-first type of offense right now. We can only run the football. We cannot pass the football at all. We have no consistent passing game at this point this season. So for an offense that is this run heavy, it's imperative that you have a running back performing as well as Herbert is, and he proved that in this game. Okay, proved that the Chicago Bears might have 2 RB1s on this roster. Both Monty and Herbert are off to really good starts so far this year. So really have to tip my hat to Khalil Herbert, man, because with how bad the Bears offense was playing overall, he put the team on his back with multiple big runs of like 30, 50 plus yards, and really showed how talented he is and how much of a fit he is in this new zone blocking scheme that Getsy has brought to Chicago. So great game, amazing game from Khalil Herbert. He's probably the offensive player of the week at this point, maybe in the entire NFL, okay, with how good of a game he had in this one. And obviously Justin Fields also had 8 carries for 47 rushing yards whenever he had to pick up a first down when the passing game was not working. He took off with his legs, okay, and that's a good thing about Fields. Even though he's not really developed as a passer at this point in his career, he can use his legs to still pick up first downs and move the football down the field, which was obviously imperative in this game. Okay, the first drive of the game, he had a 29-yard scramble, which is a pretty good run by him. So on the ground, Fields looked pretty good. Aquineme St. Brown had a couple end arounds too for 43 yards, which is a pretty productive game on the ground for a wide receiver. Okay, that first end around was blocked beautifully. It was also schemed up beautifully because the defensive end had no idea what was happening. Okay, he had his back turned the entire play, which helped St. Brown get up the field for an easy whatever the yardage was. Okay, so that was pretty good. Treston Ebner also played a factor in this game because obviously Monty went down with an injury, and he had 7 carries for 23 yards, an average of 3.3 yards per carry. Nothing too special, but he definitely showed off his burst and his agility in this game too whenever he was called upon. So overall, as a whole, the Chicago Bears had a really good day running the football. They're one of the top rushing teams in the entire NFL. Okay, the scheme is working really well. The run blocking has been fantastic. Okay, compared to their effort in pass protection, the run blocking from this offensive line has been great all around. They're opening up big holes for their running backs, and the running backs are taking advantage of the the space that the offensive line is generating at the line of scrimmage. So cannot say anything bad about the run game. Okay, they're the only reason why we even scored 23 points in this game. They were the only reason why we could even move the football down the field, because our passing attack was doing next to nothing throughout the entire game. And I do get that obviously Getsy is giving a lot more carries to the running backs. Like we had 40 total carries in this game compared to only 17 passing attempts. So this is definitely turning into a run first type of offense, which is kind of questionable because Getsy did say before this game that they do want to balance it out a little bit more. But with how efficient we are running the football, I can't complain too much because that's the only way we can move the ball down the field. So great performance from the run game. And then finally talking about the passing game and Justin Fields, man, I don't want to hit the panic button just yet, but Fields has to pick it up pretty fast, because even us like diehard Fields supporters, man, we realize he's got to play better ball, okay? Today was a pretty poor performance from QB1, and it hurts to say that because we have all the trust in the world in this guy, okay? Coming out of Ohio State, he played dominant football, and he was one of the best quarterback prospects in that year's class. And in no ways am I giving up on Fields, okay? But I think it's important to say when he had a bad performance, and in this game, he definitely had a bad, rough performance, okay? He was off target on a bunch of balls going down the field. He had 2 really bad interceptions, in which one of them was completely airmailed into triple coverage. He was trying to target Darnell Mooney, and then the other one, there might have been a guy open down the left sideline, okay? I'll have to go back and check what was happening on that play, but regardless, he could have thrown it to Komet, but it was off target, okay? Jalen Petrie was waiting back there. He intercepted the ball, and he got 2 picks off of Fields in this game, which again could have been catastrophic for the Bears if our defense did not step up and limit the Texans offense right after, okay? This could have been a blowout if our defense was not playing good football, which thankfully they were. And obviously, I have to say this every single video, because I still see Bears fans online saying that, oh, we have to go to Trevor Siemian now for some reason. We have to completely scrap the Justin Fields experiment. It is still too early to say that, okay? Because it has only been 3 games into a totally new system with brand new guys around him, and our supporting cast around Fields, obviously we all know, is not good, okay? It was voted one of the worst supporting casts in the entire NFL by NFL insiders, by NFL analysts. Our offensive line, as good as it is in run blocking, they are very inconsistent in pass protection, okay? Sam Mustipher on the inside, he was still starting at center because unfortunately Lucas Patrick still was not healthy enough to start at center for us. I thought Sam Mustipher played a pretty poor game on the inside, allowed pressure a couple times in this game, also had a few, I think, bad snaps. I think those were on Mustipher. I'll have to obviously go back to actually see, but I'm pretty sure those snaps were on him. Obviously on the right side, Larry Borum had a couple pressures that he allowed, and we have a rookie starting at left tackle. He's going to have some ups and downs. So the pass protection obviously is not good right now, I would say. And obviously our receivers are not stepping up for Justin Fields, okay? They're not making contested catches really. They're not really getting open either, it seems like. Obviously you can't know until you watch the All-22 and see what's happening on each play. But I didn't see too much open for Justin Fields in this game. He did miss somebody streaking down the left sideline. I think it might have been Equanimeous St. Brown on the Cole Kmet interception. So obviously here and there, yeah, they were getting open, but not consistently enough where a young quarterback can, rely on you. So obviously everything around Justin Fields is a work in progress right now, okay? It's not really good right now, but Justin Fields still has to play better ball if he wants to be viewed as a quarterback of the future for the Chicago Bears. This was probably one of the worst games he's played in the Chicago Bears uniform, okay? He wasn't looking really accurate going down the field. He threw 2 really bad picks. His decision-making obviously was questionable at the very best, and he obviously helped us out in the run game, but playing the quarterback position, man, you have to be able to throw darts, okay, from the pocket, and so far it's been pretty inconsistent play from Justin Fields so far this year. He's played a couple good quarters of football, but many bad quarters as well. And I really hope that, as the season progresses, we see better ball from Justin Fields. Because if Justin Fields starts playing good football, okay, shows you, some glimpses of what he showed at Ohio State or even late last year, like in that Steelers game, for example, he looked like a very accurate, talented quarterback that helped us almost win that game, okay, on primetime television. So if he looks anything like that as the season progresses, then I think we'll still be fine long term, okay? Because obviously he doesn't have a great supporting cast right now. Our play caller also is not calling up many passing plays for him with how good our run game is doing. So I'm still waiting. I'm still being patient with Justin Fields because obviously, many great quarterbacks in this league have had rough starts to their careers, okay? I can go across the board. Josh Allen, obviously Tua had a bad start. Even Jalen Hurts, like last year, a lot of people were saying he was a bust, okay? But when you surround these guys with talent, they start to prosper. So maybe that could still happen to Justin Fields, but he has to pick up his level of play fast because the Bears defense and run game cannot keep carrying us to victories. And obviously this is not only on Justin Fields. I want to make it clear to everybody that I'm not trying to put all the blame on him for the lack of results in the passing attack. Our receivers also have to step up. Our offensive line and pass protection also have to step up. But a lot of this also is on QB1, and QB1 has to be better going forward. So those are pretty much all the things I want to say in this video. Again, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys thought about this game. It was a pretty ugly win, okay? We barely beat the winless Houston Texans at the last second off of a Cairo Santos field goal, but wins are hard to come by in this league, okay? A win is a win, and I'll still be happy after a Bears win, no matter how painful it was throughout this game. But Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave your comments down below, and as always, bear down.